Welcome /malicious compliance. Talk to the police. If you want to, you will never get a penny from us. 5 years ago, I was hit by a car while riding my bicycle. The driver turned across the front of me, pretty much into me, and I had absolutely nowhere to go. I hit the passenger door of the car, then tumbled over the front of the car, still clipped into my pedals, taking it with me. The car was pretty damaged. I dented the door, scratched the paint in many places, ripped the door mirror off, smashed the glass, cracked the windshield, and dented/scratched the bonnet, hood. My bicycle emerged fairly well. I think I broke its fall mostly. The front wheel was bent, the saddle torn, and the pedal/bar tape damaged from hitting the road. I broke my collarbone and lost a lot of skin in various places that hit the road. I trashed my helmet and my shorts too. The driver said, "Sorry mate, I did not see you," which was pretty obvious. The car was his daughter's, and he was taking his grandson out for an ice cream. The poor little boy got covered in glass from the door window that exploded inwards when I hit it, but seemed to be okay. The driver gave me his phone number and I took a photo of his driving license and insurance details along with a pile of photos at the scene. I got the details of 2 witnesses too before I passed out from the pain. This all happened on a Friday. I got patched up at the hospital and my partner was able to get my bike home. Because of my broken collarbone, I was in a huge amount of pain while the doctors could figure out if it needed to be pinned or not over the weekend. On the Saturday morning I called the driver and his phone went straight to voicemail. I had taken a good look at my bike and figured out it needed about £350 worth of parts, wheel, forks, saddle, new bar tape etc, and something for my cracked phone screen. I guessed £150. On the message I left him, I said that I was not sure if he wanted to pay for the parts or go through his insurance. His daughter called me back and shouted and swore at me for damaging her car. I explained that he has turned across the front of me and it was his poor driving to blame. I mentioned that I was sitting on my sofa with a broken collarbone as a result of him and all I wanted was to get my bike fixed. You will never get a penny from me. Talk to the police. If you want to, we will tell them that it was not my car. You will never get a penny from us. Okay, I can comply with that. I called the local police station and they sent a constable down to see me. I carefully explained what had happened and showed him the photos from the scene, the damage to my bicycle, phone, helmet and shorts, gave him the details of the witness and several cups of tea and he advised me to get a solicitor on the case too. So I did just that. My bicycle insurance has legal aid cover, so I used it. Long story short, I had 3 surgeries on my shoulder over the next 18 months or so. The insurance details that the driver gave me was fake. The daughter's insurance company did not cover her father as a driver. The driver had 6 points on his license already, but crucially the police found he had insurance with a company that did cover him on her car, but only for third-party cover. He only admitted this when they threatened to charge him with driving without insurance and documentation fraud. The police eventually convicted him and gave him enough points to ban him from driving for a year and fined him £1,500 plus costs. The insurance company that he was with was one of these "we only cover really bad drivers." Obviously did not pay out for the damage to the car. This was probably another £1,500 or more. The insurance company paid for my bicycle damage, £550 once assessed by a local shop. They also paid for my clothing and helmet, £200, and my phone screen, £180. Then finally the insurance company paid compensation for my injuries and time off etc. £NNN. I would have been quite happy for them to pay for my initial assessment of my bicycle and phone damage, but as they wanted to make my life difficult, it cost them thousands, got the driver banned, and the resulting compensation was a massive bonus for my savings account. Edit. Thank you kind strangers for the gold and silver. Edit 2. For those asking for a TLDR. TLDR, driver with questionable insurance driving his daughter's car hit me while I was cycling and broke my bike and my collarbone. When asked to fix the bike, his daughter called me and told me to go to the police. If I wanted her, she would deny everything and I would not get a penny. I went to the police, who suggested a solicitor too, and 4 years later the court awarded me about 100x more than I originally asked for. Edit 3. Yes, bicycle insurance is a thing. My bicycles are insured though British Cycling. My cover includes loss or damage and third party cover plus legal. Yeah, total out of pocket was about £8 for prescription painkillers. There was no bill for the 3 shoulder surgeries, 2 lots of metal work plus removal, stitches in my hand and lots of gravel removal from my hand, knee, and ankle. Compared to my $125k out of pocket broken WRISG*, while I lived in the US, it was quite the bargain. *A an out of state and an out of network hospital dealt with me when I was in a quad bike crash. The ambulance took me to the wrong hospital to stop me from bleeding to death due to a severed artery. The original bill for emergency surgery, blood transfusion, titanium pins and 2 nights in ICU was $125,780. Because my insurance company, Blue Shield, Blue Cross, declined due to OON, the only way to get the bill down was to hire a medical billing negotiator. They managed to get it down to just $22k for a fee. I was involved in an accident once. A police officer did come to the scene and ticketed the driver. A day later I called to arrange to have my car fixed, and the other driver told me I was speeding and he would not pay anything. Having never been in an accident, I was somewhat taken back. I called the police station and the officer called me back. He was right when he said, I ticketed him. There is no other person who was at wrong. You will hear from his insurance company. I just think people behave badly or not, both driving and being accountable. This reminds me of the time my friend got hit by a car when walking through a crosswalk. I think he was 16 at the time. They exchanged information and the guy in the car tried to sue my friend for the damage to his car. The lawyer called my friend's mom angrily yelling, asking why they haven't sent any information on friend's car yet. The mom said he was on foot. The lawyer went quiet for a few seconds and asked for her version of events. The lawyer listened and earnestly apologized to the mother and promised nobody would be contacting her again. Just a few months ago I was trapped in my totaled car upside down, covered in glass, holding myself up off the roof of the car with my hands, while the Ashat who rear-ended and flipped me screamed at a nearby construction worker. I was trying to stop. Didn't you see me? I was trying to stop. It's so weird how people think insurance works. I got rear-ended in a minor fender bender another time. I was a Ridisha driver at the time and the driver said he was too, but didn't have insurance. I was furious. Fortunately, a good lawyer is a wonderful thing to have. She found out that he did have insurance, made them pay, and notified his Ridisha company that he was claiming to be driving uninsured. Karma is a bitch. Just pay attention to where you are going. As an avid cyclist, I'm sorry to hear you had that sort of accident. People need to pay more attention when driving. As a cross-country driver, I live in the US. I see a lot of the idiocy of other drivers. It's almost as though we just license everyone regardless of their actual driving skill. And because we have so much intolerance of the police, they are understaffed to keep the rest of us safe on the roads. It's clearly an issue all over the world. I just won't ever trust everyone to look out for bicycles on the road. I just won't. My dad used to travel to and from work for like an hour each way when I was growing up, and he was hit 2 separate times, both from directly behind. Separate paths for bikes or no bike at all for me. This isn't malicious. This is the right thing to do. Insurance is there for a reason and you used it, and in fact idiot dude used it too. Good on you too. No way you'll ever be fully compensated. Sounds like some serious damage and you can't buy time back. And I bet your attitude to biking is different. But all in all, a reasonable outcome with appropriate justice. Good read too. Thanks. Many years ago, I was riding my bike down a major Los Angeles area road, 3 lanes each direction, on my way home from the beach. I was 21. I was wearing a swimsuit, short, flip-flops, and a backpack with a towel and a book in it. An unlicensed driver in a borrowed car made a right turn in front of me, and I was too close and going much too fast to stop in time and couldn't swerve around out into the traffic lane as that was filled with cars going faster than I was. I bounced off the side of the car as we turned right. I had a grand mal seizure from the blows to the head, and when the fire truck with the paramedics came up in response, they had been right around the corner. I had dated both of them. Good thing, or I would have been admitted to the hospital as Jane Doe. Fire truck took my broken bike home. One of the guys rode in the ambulance with me. It took the better part of 6 to 8 months to get my bills all paid. The one that took the longest was the ambulance. It was not a fun experience, and I had a knot on my skull for years after that. Glad you won out in the end. Fuck, I remember all crazy shit I used to do riding in the city. I was a try-hard downhill rider, but really I was a menace on the road, then off to cut across grass/yards, jump stairs to land into open train doors. This took planning and then fines. The one that sticks out thanks to your story was, I was screaming along the footpath and crossed the road and only just saw the car out of the corner of my eye. 100% I was at fault, but I jumped. Highest bunny hop of my life, rode across the bonnet and just fucking kept going. Dude chased me until I hit the golf course and flew across there and lost him after a few double backs and back alleyways. No helmet. I'm lucky to be alive. Me what a ramble. Meh whatever. Look after yourself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.